Hey everybody, and welcome to a one-off video. This is basically, well, as you can see, this is Football Manager 2015. This is my guys' save that you might have seen already. Quick question in between what I'm going to be talking about and now is, do you want me to carry on this series at all? I'm going to be starting 2016 as soon as it comes out, maybe even the demo if I can get hold of that beforehand. I'm definitely doing some videos on that. Back to the original topic. I'm basically doing this video in response, not really a response, but after finding out the happenings of yesterday, which was the 19th of October 2015, which was when Huey Rosley got sacked and Steve Evans came in, the former Rotherham man, Scottish manager, and obviously Celino then subsequently got banned for another year for tax evasion, which is absolutely ridiculous. It's an absolute. It just makes a complete mockery of my football team that I don't actually own, but you know what I mean. It's the team you support. It's all you want basically. Is your team to do well, and Leeds just look. It's just a joke at the moment. I'm doing this a day after. I've just watched like a press conference on my phone before doing this video, and you know what, Big Steve. He's actually come up with some decent points on there. And, he's done quite well. I'm going to try and just get them up at the same time. But while I'm doing that, I'm just going to just mention there key attributes. His determination. You can't say he's not determined. His level of discipline looks pretty impressive. His motivating looks pretty impressive as well. However, obviously, tactical knowledge is a bit of a concern. Having a stat of 8. I had a list of everything he said, and I think it's updated. It's on Facebook, like through a page. It's a Leeds United group, in case you're interested. And yeah, there's been a lot of jokes. God, excuse me. Been a lot of jokes. But yeah, basically, I had it up on Facebook, and I've put Facebook back on my phone, and it's updated and gone up to the top automatically. So I'm like, you twat. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah, so basically, with Leeds, there's been a load of jokes such as only 3 more managers until Christmas and things like that. Steve Evans is not the slightest man, as you can probably see with his face over here. It's a rather rotund, is that the right word? Head. He's quite a big guy, and they've been putting loads of pictures of him with his, pulling a face as though he's running towards a buffet. You've probably seen them, I'm sure, if you've liked any football pages on Facebook. But yeah, basically, with a laughing stock of English football or British football, whichever way you want to look at it, and it disappoints us all. And this has taken an age to find what I was supposed to find, and I'm very disappointed. So let me just quickly do this. Today phone. Which is that group? I might find it just via the page. It wasn't even that long ago. So he's got a list. There's basically some guys have listed basically the key points. This is it. Right. So it says he's spoken to Celino about the Football League ban, but says all he says is, "I'm here to concentrate on what goes on the grass," which is fair enough. I get that. It's pretty good that he's more interested on the pitch because, let's be honest with you, obviously it is important, but it's just a pain in the ass, and no one really wants to, be bothered with what's going on in the background. Which, in case you're not sure, Celino, the chairman of Leeds, has not been paying this little word here, tax, on a Land Rover. He already got done for like a boat, not paying some sort of tax, like £400,000 or some equivalent of that. I think it was something like that anyway. And he basically, he somehow got away with it. He had a ban for about 3 months last season, back end of last season. And then it was like cleared of it. Like the Football League saying the fit and proper tests or something. He failed that. That's what they tried, but he got cleared of it. And then it's come back again, and it's something to do with the fit and proper working out, I suppose. But yeah, I'm just going to have a look at a few key points, what was said. Let's have a look. He says he's cautious, he's nervous, he's excited. He says it's his wedding and his first child, his first day at school, etc. All rolled into one. Basically, thinks the players are good enough to at least compete. Basically, he just said, "I've got no complaints about the group of players that he's inherited." I said, obviously, some are disappointed to lose, and so there should be, you know. But at the end of the day, if they haven't been performing, that's probably the reason why Mr. Rosler got the sack. He talked a very good game, did Rosler, and I was very excited for at the beginning of the season, but he's just disappointed. And at this point, I think we've won 2 games, both away, drawn 5, and I think we've lost 4. I think, and it doesn't sound like that bad a record, but we haven't won at Ellen Road, which is, in case you didn't know, the Leeds' home ground, in 7 months, which is just unacceptable. And it's just disappointing. Basically, he's saying that he might. This is Evans. He might want to strengthen in a couple of areas. It'd probably be on loan, I would imagine. I can only imagine it's probably going to be in defence. They spent a fair amount of money this season as well, which is probably one of the reasons why Ewan Russell got sacked. One of the things that a lot of fans say, and I don't believe this for a second, but a lot of people think that Salino picks a team. And Evans has turned around and says, "The day I don't pick the team is the day I won't be manager." Simple as that, basically. And you know, I'm inclined to believe him. That's my choice. Obviously, it's my opinion. But you know, a lot of people think that Salino's picking the team or is threatening to sack him if he doesn't play this player or whatever. I don't get it. It's only because certain players that have been playing, and I'll go through some of them now that shouldn't be playing. Let's try and find them. Wooten is one of them. Scott Wooten. Hope I could spell his name. Apparently I can't. This guy is at Crewe in this game in 2017, the back end of the January transfer window. Does look half decent on this game. Jumping reach is pretty good. Natural fitness is good. Strength's good. Determination, leadership. Bear in mind this is 2 years on. 18 months on, I'd say. Bravery, aggression, teamwork, work rate, leadership, determination. You know, some very good stats. But for some reason, he just doesn't do it in real life for Leeds. He finds himself regularly at right back, to be fair, in his defence. But when he has played in centre-back, he's always been a bit of a liability. However, let's just type in Leeds, because I'm pretty sure some of them will still be there. Leeds are in the Premier League, don't forget, so some of them might not be. But here's one guy who has not performed at all. As you can see, Neil Redfern's still there. Ironically, he's the manager now of Rotherham. He got appointed the other day, who Steve Evans used to manage. And Belushi, he's an absolute machine in the Championship on this game. I've used him regular. I reluctantly sold him when I got promoted in my off-camera lead save. But yeah, he's an animal. He just gets bookings like every single game. But he's just not performing at all. I mean, if anyone saw the Middlesbrough versus Leeds game about 3-4 weeks back, something like that, it was dreadful. Fought for 2 goals. I know Sol Bamba slipped for the 3rd goal, but you know, you can't really. I don't know. It's a tricky one. I just want to look at the squad, please. Thank you. Where's Sol Bamba? Is he still kicking about? Can't see him. Rodolphe Austin is no longer a part of the club as well, by the way. He's left the club. He couldn't get a work permit for some reason. People are still at the club. Barada, he's been one of the decent players this season. He's played very well this season. He's very underrated, but in my lead save, he was very good as well. But yes, he's done very well. Billy Sharp is no longer there. He's now at Sheffield United in a division below. So a lot of people will probably be Sheffield United this next season on Football Manager, and he'll probably tear it up easily. Get them straight into the Championship, I would imagine, on his own. Luke Murphy, he's been injured and he's been in and out of the side. Another player who's pretty good, but again, he's been struggling with fitness because he's been injured for most of the pre-season and what have you, and he's not really done that much, unfortunately. Aidan White is no longer part of the team. Who is this guy? Manu Onwu. Very average for a Premier League player. Alex Mowatt's still there, and he's been underperforming. He scored about 9 goals, I think it was, last season. I might be wrong, but he's just underperformed. He's not scored a goal. I think he's maybe got maybe one, maybe two assists at best. It's just been disappointing. One player who has been consistent is Lewis Cook, who, as always, he's going to be in the England team soon. Whether it be at Leeds or not, I dread to think that he leaves Leeds. But he is going to be the next big thing, I think, personally. He's got one app on this game by the time he's 19 years old, which is probably about that time I reckon he'll get in the team. He's very good. He's someone definitely to look out for in the future in the Premier League, be it with Leeds, which is unlikely, or not. Sam Byram, he was awesome last season. He's been terrible this season. It was quality in my game, by the way. I retrained into a right midfielder, like he's been doing in real life, and he's just been poor this season. He's done nothing. He basically he's been a completely different player. He's been linked when he moves away. He's got 6 months. Sorry, not 6 months. His deal runs out at the end of the year. Not on this, but trust me, it is. We reckon. I don't know how much truth is in it, but it's rumoured that his dad is his agent, and it seems like his dad is holding out for a better deal. I think Everton were interested at some point, and as a result, it seems, not saying it has, but it seems to have unsettled him, and he's not been playing very well. However, Steve Evans did say that some of the staff that they've retained the jobs basically as a result of him coming in, they've said that they've noticed him getting back to his regular self just from one day, basically, from yesterday to I can't even speak, to today, which is encouraging to say the least. Who else is there? Cooper, he's been in and out of the side. It's been him or Belushi. A lot of fans prefer Cooper to Belushi. I'm not so convinced. I remember watching a game. Who was it against now? Sheffield Wednesday, I think it was. And they've got some guy, Nui or something daft, plays up front. It's about 6'6" or something, and obviously he's not the tallest. I think he's 6'2". Let me find it. Attributes. 1m88, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think it's about 6'2". 6 foot 180. So it might be 6'3", 4, something like that. And he didn't win a single header against him. However, Big Saul Bamba, the machine, the tank, whatever you want to call him, is he in the reserves? No, they let him go. How could you let Big Saul Bamba go? He's been immense. That's why, because I've come to Geisley's second team, if you like. But saying that is still not around. So I need to have a look just to type his name. I hope he hasn't retired. Saul Bamba. Oh, Saul Bamba. Massive face. He's ended up back at Paloma. Oh, that's correct, because we signed him permanently this season. So, as you can see, 32 years of age and still got pace 16. He's just immense, and he won absolutely everything in the air, which is what I was going to say. Absolutely everything in the air. An absolute machine. Is the current captain, which according to his leadership isn't that high. I think that'll be buffed in the new Football Manager, if I'm honest with you, because he's actually been one of the unsung heroes of this season. Anyone else of note? Tommaso Bianchi's still there, but he's not even featured once. Casper Slot. I need to look at the transfer history. Let's have a look at some of these players. Charlie Taylor. He's been doing quite well. He actually got, I think, the club's Player of the Month. He's been quite effective. He's got a couple of goals. Nicky Jones is gone. Antonucci, another player who's been more of a sub. He's been great when he's played on the whole, but he's found his chances limited, which is a bit naff, if I'm honest. Let's go back a year. Anyone else I'm missing? Tongue, yeah, we already knew he'd gone. All these have all gone in real life. Calvin Phillips came to Geisley, but he's actually been featuring quite a bit in the current season, mainly off the bench. But Casper Slot, who went for 2 million on here, which is pretty good. He'll probably be rejuvenated, and he'll probably think he's got a chance of getting in the team again. I think he's a neat little player. You know, he just hasn't really had a chance. I don't understand why. He's only 22, Yeah, he's only 22 at the minute, so he's got plenty of time ahead of him. I just hope he gets a chance because he deserves it. He's been patient. He's not really moaned or anything from what we can tell. Um, I'm just hoping that Steve Evans coming in is going to rejuvenate some of these players, and they're going to try and do something. And everyone else went out on loan, so that's everyone, I think, pretty much. Yeah, I think so. There's no one else, is there? No one else I've not to mention. Ronald Foster unfortunately went. Oh, they did get in um, Adeyemi. Oops. Tom Adeyemi, they got in from Cardiff, this guy. And he's he's done okay, but he's had a few setbacks recently. He's actually going for quite cheap on this game. Might be, I get him. Doubt it though, 'cause division I mean. Looks decent though. 25 years old. He's actually 23 in real life, so... Oh, is he 24? I'll have to figure that out later. But yes, he's been okay for us. The Cardiff fans were a bit upset that he left because they consider us a rival. I know we had a bit of nastiness towards each other back in 2001. I think it was an FA Cup when their chairman then, Sam Haman, you might remember him, I believe from Wimbledon. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not entirely sure if that's true. And then obviously our our illustrious chairman Peter Risdale, who was the one who basically signed all the checkbooks for us to get so much in debt in the first place, he took over as well. So obviously the rival, I think, stemmed from that. Bit of a rant about the Leeds that this has turned into, but it's basically Steve Evans has taken over. I'm just trying to think of the players and what he could do with them. I think everyone's wanting 4-4-2 because we did play quite well. We have got Chris Wood as well. Let me just type in Chris Wood. Chris Wood is a player. Yeah, he's still Birmingham on here, but we signed him. He's not the quickest. He's quite strong. Decent in the air, decent at finishing, all round decent players. New Zealand international, got 57 caps on this, but he's 23 years old, not 25. We might have just gone 20. Yeah, 23. Yeah, he's 23. He's coming up to 24 years old, and he costs £3 million, which is the first time we've spent over £1 million on any player in, I believe, 11 years. I'm not 100% on that though. I seem to remember paying about £1.5 million, I think, for David Healy back in the day. But yes, I digress. Leeds are struggling a bit. It's a laugh for everyone else. It's painful for all those Leeds fans. Steve Evans is going to come in and hopefully try and change the way things are going. We've got Fulham against Ross McCormack, former player, of course. Who left? Ironically, I was hoping that Fulham were going to go down, and it wasn't anything against Fulham. It was more because Ross McCormack left Leeds because he wanted to play in the Premier League. So I thought, well, fair enough. If he wants to go to the Premier League, that's fine. And he ends up joining Fulham in the same division, and they nearly got relegated. And I would have pissed my pants if they'd have gone down for that one sole reason. But anyway, I'm going to stop ranting. I apologise it's gone on for so long and probably gone a little bit off topic. But yeah, that's what Steve Evans is going to be up against. Those kind of players there, the attributes that he's looking at. I think 4-4-2 is going to be the way forward. It's a way that we've played the best this season. Ronsley played 4-5-1 and it wasn't working, and he just didn't want to change it, and as a result he's lost his job for right or wrong reasons. We'll have to see, but you know, who knows? We'll see how we go. I might do another video like this in a couple of games' time. See how Steve Evans is doing. This is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and do an evaluation, if you like, of Steve Evans' matches. So hopefully you'll join us for them. And thanks for joining if you have for this and stayed with us this long. And hopefully you'll join us for the next one. Until then, I'll see you then. Bye bye.